Howdy, I'm Congressman Will Hurd, and we're getting ready to kick off Tech to Town, which is a great opportunity to partner with an awesome nonprofit in San Antonio called Systemic, where we bring subject matter experts in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math, out to the rural parts of Texas. Howdy, I'm Congressman Will Hurd, and we're getting ready to kick off Tech to Town. It's a great opportunity to partner with an amazing nonprofit in San Antonio called Systemic, where we bring subject matter experts in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math, to the rural parts of Texas. The audience at Tech to Town is K through 12 kids. Actually anyone who's interested in improving their skills in science, technology, engineering, and math. This is an exciting road trip. We're going to start in San Elizario on the outskirts of El Paso. Then we're going to Van Horn, Alpine, Fort Stockton, Sonora, and we're ending up in Del Rio, Texas. What inspired us to do Tech to Town is that I represent 29 counties from San Antonio to El Paso and a lot of the rural parts of the community. We brought Google and Facebook to San Antonio, and we realized there was a lot of folks out in the rural parts of the district that needs access to experts on science, technology, engineering, and math. And this is a great way to partner with an awesome nonprofit in San Antonio called Systemic that brings these experts out to rural communities. What I want to focus on this road trip is to educate kids and their families about the opportunities that are out there. In Texas alone, there were 42,000 computing jobs that went unfilled last year. And we only produced 2,100 computer scientists out of our universities in Texas, and only 5,000 kids took the AP computer science course. These are great jobs. Average salary was $89,000. So we need more kids being inspired to do this in middle school, in high school, and they're going to ultimately be able to get a good paying job and be prepared for a career in the future. There's been a lot of good pieces of legislation, not only in Austin, but also in Washington, D.C. Texas did HB 5 that opens up these pathways to do new kinds of careers. And in Washington, D.C., we just passed the Every Student Succeeds Act, which basically stops a one-size-fits-all solution education. And this is a great opportunity for our kids from all communities to learn about STEM courses.
Microsoft Stores is extremely excited to bring some tips, tricks, and some usability to Windows 10, Office 365, and to be able to give some fundamentals for our community to be able to use. I'm excited to be able to reach the communities that normally we wouldn't be able to be able to bring the Microsoft culture to these rural towns that don't have the opportunity to embed themselves within Microsoft. We're going to be bringing all the new features of Office 365 and Windows 10 that's going to be rolling out August 2nd. So Tech to Towns is actually going to be the first to see these new features within Windows and Office. So not only is Microsoft really excited to be able to bring these community resources like our workshops, free trainings to these rural communities, we're really excited to be able to volunteer within these communities, volunteer within our own communities, and provide small and medium business resources like BizSpark.
I started out as an educator and administrator in the K-12 public school system, and I was a former Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 teacher. And as I was working with my students, we had continuous project-based learning. And what I didn't realize I was doing at the time, way back in the 1900s, is that I was actually teaching STEM to my students, having real-world applications. Scenarios for the students to apply the math and science that they were learning in the classroom. I always had the question, when am I going to need this? Why do I need to learn this? And that's why we did project-based learning. I came into STEM to advocate for students and for schools to show them when they can apply these particular skills. For example, in environmental science, we have them test the pH levels of water, and that way they can put it on an inequality scale, and we get the students interested in environmental science that way. We would really like to highlight is showing the community that they do have access to these STEM skills, these STEM careers, and especially that it's not just for students in K-12, it's also for veterans, graduates, even seniors. We want to get them exposed and literate when it comes to the digital age. We want to get them exposed and have them understand that this is the wave of the future, and for them to get immersed and not left behind. We also want to make connections between the school K-12 sector, along with the university system, government entities, and businesses and entrepreneurship. This is our very first initiative, our very first Tech to Town, and as I mentioned before, we are trying to spread the word of STEM in the rural communities. And what we want to do is we want to plan to have these events 2 to 3 times a year, and we can do that through sponsorship and through collaborative efforts with government entities and other rural communities within the state.
My name is Jaime Gonzalez. I'm a first-generation college student and businesswoman. I've been involved in the technology industry. I'm actually an internet pioneer. I've been doing this for about 22 years. And so being a minority in technology has been an exciting opportunity, and I've been able to thrive because I was able to leverage the internet. As a board of director of Systemic, I have a specific vision for Systemic, and that was to expand its presence into areas that are not easy, they have easy access to it, but more importantly, they have minorities. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's a big focus for me to empower first-generation people or people of low income or people in smaller communities, because I know that with very little money and actually no funding for an internet company, I was able to start something. And there's, in my opinion, with all the resources that we have today that are available to us, there's no reason why we cannot empower a community. In the capacity of Webhead CEO, our company is very committed to the community. We have a program that is employee-led, and it's called Geeks and Sneaks. And anything that has to do with economic development, workforce development, as well as veteran-focused, we give back. Webhead takes great pride in not only delivering innovative solutions, but we also take even greater pride that we are located in several communities throughout the United States, and we get to give back on a daily basis. We believe that one way that a community thrives is leveraging technology and giving back in whatever capacity that you can, and that's the Webhead way.
Tech to Town. 6 towns,
20 hours,
1,233 miles.
8 sessions.
4 speakers.
Join us.
Follow us.
See you there. Okay, we're good.
San Elizario, here we come.